You should see Tammy's grocery list. Now back to the Pet Project with your host, Tammy Trujillo. Down.
I imagine that's that's probably what it does sound like for Tammy right now. Is she's not here. I'm Alan Bailey, sitting in for Tammy, who had so much fun last weekend cat herding that she's doing it again this weekend. But she'll be back next weekend right here on the Pet Project. Now, on the phone with us from the Center for Lost Pets and from Help for Pets, it's Liz Blackman. And Liz, before the break, we were talking about pet ID tags. And what do you recommend the information that people put on there?
Well, it should clearly have your telephone number, preferably a cell phone number, in case you're not home when somebody finds your pet. With the area code, make sure to include the area code. And you can have your pet's name on there or not. It's, some people think that if they put the pet's name on there, that's going to make it easier for the pet to get stolen. And frankly, a pet will respond to anything if you have a treat in their hand.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you call them. So that's sort of an old wives' tale, I think, that people mistakenly think that they shouldn't put their pet's name on there. But make sure your phone number is highly visible and that the area code is included, and also your address. Because if a neighbor finds your pet, crosses the street, knocks on your door, and you happen to be home, that's the fastest way to get your pet home.
For me, what's on my dog's ID tag is simply on it's double-sided. On the front side, it says, "Hi, my name is Buddy." On the back side, I have address. I have not only home phone number with area code, I have a cell phone with an area code on there as well. Is that
That's
something?
really smart.
Yeah.
Really smart. And our company, 1-800-HELP-for-PETS, takes that another big step forward by having our phones answered live 24 hours a day. So if you're out of cell range or you turned your cell phone off because you went to, a business meeting or to a movie or to dinner, somebody's always going to answer live. Or if, God forbid, you got in a car accident and you had to be taken to the hospital, those numbers on your pet's tag aren't going to be useful, but the 1-800-HELP-for-PETS number would be answered live. And I also wanted to talk to you, if we could today, Alan, about adoption. I know that a lot of people thinking possibly of getting a new pet with the new year. And almost any breed you can think of, if you're set on a purebred dog, go to your local shelter, go online, do a Google search for the breed and the city you live in and the word rescue, and you can certainly find one. I got an email today about a 7-month-old Shih Tzu at the Downey, California shelter that's going to be put to sleep soon if somebody doesn't come and rescue him. He's 7 months old. He's a purebred Shih Tzu. Very socialized, very sweet, and the shelters are full, unfortunately, of both purebred and mixed breed cats and dogs who are so deserving of a good home. You're not going to get a loser dog or cat because you did the right thing and went to the shelter. You get a great dog or cat.
We were talking about that earlier in hour number 1, Liz, and that's the thing is some of the best pets out there come from the shelters. Nothing against those the mills and things, but the shelter dogs, there are so many there, but it's so easy to just go there and get one, and it's a lot less expensive as well to get a pet from there.
And I know you didn't mean nothing against the mills, because everything should be against the mills. That's such a huge problem. But the shelters are full of healthy, adoptable pets, and they are wonderful, wonderful dogs and cats in shelters. And if somebody does have their heart set on a pure breed, there are pure breeds in the shelters. There are pure breed rescue groups that go into shelters and specifically pull out the breeds that they specialize in. Everything from, I don't know if you know what a Chinese crested is, but it's a very unusual looking dog.
Yeah,
there's a Chinese crested rescue. So there's all the other breeds you can think of: beagles and poodles and golden retrievers and all ages too. Maybe not as many puppies, but 1-year-old, 2-year-old, and older dogs. And you'll feel good that you'll be saving a life and bringing a wonderful friend into your family and doing the right thing. And you're not making a sacrifice by going to a shelter or rescue. You're still getting a great cat or dog. Or rabbit or what other.
Exactly.
There's even pigs in shelters and rescue groups.
Oh, I've seen those too. And that's the thing is with these shelters, if you're going into a situation you're thinking, I want to get a dog, but I'm not sure what kind of dog. I'm thinking either this kind or that kind or that kind. You can go to a shelter and see hey, there's this dog there, there's that dog there, I like that dog. You really
You
get
know,
to
you bring up
spend
a really
time.
good point. It's such a good idea to research a breed because you might find, for example, Dalmatians. When 101 Dalmatians was re-released, there was a flood of people going to get Dalmatians, but
Yeah.
they didn't do any research on the breed. Dalmatians are a working breed, and if they're not working, they get bored. And if they're bored, they could get destructive.
Yeah,
And they're not the right dog for everybody.
absolutely. And
So it's really important to research a breed before. Now, of course, there's going to be anomalies. Of course, there's working dog Dalmatians that might be lazy and perfectly happy to sleep with you on the couch and watch TV with you. But generally speaking, that's a working breed and is an active dog. And if you don't have an active lifestyle or the free time to have an active lifestyle with the dog, you should steer away from the breeds that need that kind of exercise.
absolutely, and it's one of those
And
things.
then if you love a big dog, it's a great big dog. Greyhounds, rescued racers,
Exactly.
retired racers. They're huge. If you want a big dog and you live in an efficiency apartment, they are like huge cats. They love to lay around with you.
Yeah, and you know what? Most of the greyhounds that race, they only race. I've seen some greyhounds that have raced as few as 5 races, and then they are considered retired by the
Right.
time they turn 2.
Right.
And they have
it
another.
used to be a horrible problem where people would race them if they didn't win or they're getting too old. They'd leave them at the tracks. They
Yeah.
just leave them and abandon them.
Yeah.
And these amazing angels would come in, people would come in and rescue. They created a network of a relationship between the rescuers and these people who are abandoning them and saying to them, look, don't abandon them. Call us. We'll come and get them.
Yeah.
And now there's a network of these, and there's even pilots who will volunteer their time to fly these dogs all around the country to people who want to adopt them. They are the perfect dog for somebody who doesn't have a lot of space, but they want a big dog.
Absolutely. And it's one of those things where, like you said, knowledge is power. You have to go out and you need to do your research on an animal.
So true, so true. And we're not going to fix the problem if we don't stop going to pet stores.
No.
If you're set on a pure breed and you want to know the breeder, go meet the breeder. Do your research on the breeder. Because I'm not proposing that we shouldn't have responsible breeders, but backyard breeders, puppy mill breeders, irresponsible breeders have to be something that we do all contribute to stopping.
Yeah.
And the only way we can do that is resisting the cute puppies and kittens that are in pet stores.
Exactly. Now, Liz, we got to take a break, but stay with us through the other side of this break. I want to stay with you. I love talking to Liz. She always has such great information for us. And anytime that you can make myself or Tammy go, wow, I didn't know that, she knows her stuff. Stay with us. Liz will be back on the other side of this break. Also, when we come back a little bit later on in this hour to close out the show, Martine Collette from the Wildlife Way Station will talk to us about the station and about how you can help to not only keep it open to nearly 400 animals, but to save their lives. So stay with us. This is The Pet Project right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
How old is the roof on your home? If it's over 15 years old, how much longer will it last?